You've been doing the Master Black Belt course.
Yes.
How's that been going?
It's very interesting. It's rewarding, and it's also challenging. It's a lot of stuff in quite a short time.
Yeah, soft skills and hard skills?
Both of them. I think for me, soft skills, what we've done, managing change or leading change and leadership, there's nothing new. It's interesting. It's not waste of time, of course, but I've done that before and also taught part of it. So, but the hard skills, the statistical part this week, that is completely new to me.
How is it for somebody where English isn't your first language?
There is a challenge. For me, I mean, it's coming from Sweden. In many of the larger industrial corporations, English is first language also when you are in Sweden. So you speak English in internal meetings because they are so international today.
Okay.
So we use I use English, I would say, when I work in Europe, 90% of the time. The rest is Swedish. So Swedish is not... I prefer actually to teach in English and not in Swedish.
Okay.
But I can think it could be a challenge for people coming from the larger European countries like Germany, France, Italy, Spain, where the English skills is on a lower level generally.
Can you share a couple of your success stories from your European clients?
We have worked with a large pharmaceutical company the last year. We have been doing training, and we have been done substantial mentoring of green belts and black belts. And we have worked with a marketing organization, and that has been an interesting development to see marketing people which has no operational background. They are used to Excel, they're very good at Excel, they are very used to the concept of mean, also weekly sales, monthly sales.
Okay, all right.
But statistics, the concept of variation, which is central to Six Sigma, is completely new. So there's initial resistance. When they get over it, they don't want to go back.
Really?
They love variation. We had a few... it was a specific project. It was a human resources. It was a recruitment of sales reps. And the problem was that they have vacancies in regions for a long time, which means that they lost market share. And they couldn't find good solutions how to shorten that time where there was no sales rep, or sales rep position was vacant. And by analyzing data, they found, or using statistical tools, relatively basic statistics tools, they found a critical X that accounted for a major part of this vacancy.
Okay.
And when they were able to demonstrate that using graphs and some basic statistical tools, they could convince their own organization, and they can find a good solution how to improve the process.
Wow.
So that's a good story. Another, I would say, success story, which I cannot quantify in numbers, is we work with a telecom company. I think it belongs to Fortune 100 or maybe Fortune 200 globally.
Right.
And they have been doing Six Sigma for 10 years.
Wow.
And we were brought in to vitalize the program.
Okay.
And to bring in fresh blood into the training curriculum, and also to trainings. So we have taken over all corporate training, which is also, I think, is very positive.
Wow, that's like a real honor too, I would imagine.
Yes, I mean, to telecom, which they brought in their concept from Motorola, which started Six Sigma, and now they ask for our support. So yeah, that's
great.
Yep.
Discuss how Lean and Six Sigma can help organizations with change initiatives.
My personal opinion is that if you combine Lean and Six Sigma, is a powerful combination. The risk is that if you try to deploy it to all processes, it gets too much. If you take many transactional processes, they operate at a low capability level, 1 Sigma or something like that. And you don't need too many of these advanced tools. So I would say from those projects or those processes, probably process mapping, FMEA, that will do it. And if you try to do more using advanced statistical tools, maybe even DOE for a process where the solution is obvious, more or less from the beginning, then you create resistance in the organization saying this is a bureaucratic approach. But when you come up to processes that has high capability level, there is no chance that there is an obvious solution if you have 5 sigma capability or something like that.
Right. You made a really interesting point Tuesday when you were talking about we put lean into a 2-week greenbelt training, and you really don't do lean justice because there's really not enough time to cover the subject matter thoroughly.
The problem, the threat is that you try to the training classes get overburdened with tools, and people get confused of all the tools.
Right. Yeah.
The solution we see and we work with is to more make a customization.
Okay.
Of training and also of projects. So looking at individual projects and see what is the need for different projects, or what is the need for different parts of the organization. I think that is the solution we see.
Some companies have found that Lean and Six Sigma tools to be a disappointment with complex industries. Why do you think that is?
I think the biggest reason that what I've seen, that is lack of leadership. It's not related to the hard skills, but lack of leadership. Sometimes there is more or less an excuse. So you deploy Six Sigma with a poor or very limited leadership role or unclear leadership. And then when you come to improve phase in projects, when you need strong leadership.
The buy-in.
Yes, the buy-in, it's not there.
Okay.
So, and we maybe have not addressed that strongly enough. We get maybe too easily too technical about what this Six Sigma is doing, which is an important part.
Right.
But over time, without the leadership aspect, I think most of these initiatives will fail. And it is an investment. It is an investment in human resources for, I would say, any organization. And if you're not ready to take that investment, which is also has an associated risk, say we will continue to do firefighting.
Right.
Okay, then you should do firefighting. And maybe if you're successful doing that, then probably you should not deploy Six Sigma.
Right.
But I think more and more industries or companies, especially when they are exposed to global competition, they see that that is not the long-term solution. At best, it is a short-term solution. But we have to have a systematic approach. We have to institutionalize it. And we need these as a skilled people, trained people who has a systematic approach to solve process-related issues within the organization.
Are business process improvement courses appearing in universities in Europe?
So we know that they exist in some universities. We don't see them as a competitor. We might compete with the same customers, but they have generally, I believe, a more academic approach. They don't have the business perspective. We pride ourselves to say that all our instructors, all our mentors have at least 10 years solid business experience before they became consultants and trainers. And that is how we want to differentiate ourselves. It's a major advantage if you have been in the same role as the black belts that you are teaching or the black belts that you are mentoring. You have been there. You have been in their role. And if you come from academia, you can do the technical stuff.
Right.
But you have not been sitting there in the middle with all these problems, with all these conflicts during change. And I think that is how we want to differentiate ourselves.
How is Six Sigma viewed in European countries? Because it's deeply rooted in the history of American companies. Is that a barrier to adoption?
I think I would put it the other way, saying we have maybe a bigger potential than you have, because there are relatively fewer companies that has implemented Six Sigma or Lean Six Sigma in Europe compared to the situation in the United States. But I don't see any barrier. There was a number of early adapters who showed positive results early on, but I think they declared victory too early.
Really?
And then they had other types of problems with performance, with profit, or with sales, and so on.
Right.
And so they faded out a bit. And then also their Six Sigma initiative faded out.